Hello friends, welcome back to Susie's Unique Designs. Today we're going to be making a fall project, and this was my inspiration. It is so beautiful. We're going to be making a Deco mesh wreath, so we're going to be using some 21-inch burlap and then some 10.5-inch snowdrift with some white and the burlap color. We're going to be using this work wreath frame, and this is a 15 to 24-inch work wreath frame. What that means is that when you get done, it can go up to 24 inches wide. And the ties already come on it, which is really nice. Then we're going to be using some of this pretty pumpkin wreath, pumpkin embossed ribbon, some of this pretty ribbon, has all the colors that match the sign really well. And then we're going to be using a couple different sides of the teal. And here's some pumpkin ribbon as well. Some of the mustard color yellow. And some plaid. I may use this one because it's also very pretty, but we'll just set it to the side and we'll see how it goes. So let's get started. First, we have to build our base. So we're going to add our Deco mesh to our frame first. I'll just set everything else aside. And I like to keep my sign in the plastic if possible, just so it doesn't scratch. So first we're going to put our Deco mesh onto our frame. A rotary cutter for this. And what I like to do is I like to do the top first and then the bottom. And I'm going to be using 21-inch mesh. And so first I like to get a clean cut before I start. Just gonna roll it out here a little bit, and we'll just start with a clean cut. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it on the floor. And I'm going to just fold it under just a little bit, like this, a couple inches, probably 3 or 4 inches. And then I'm going to turn it on each side in, like this. So then it's like this. And then I'm just going to gather it like this. And then just pinch it probably about, a couple inches. And we're gonna add, doesn't matter where you start, so we'll just start right here. And we're gonna put this push it hard into the frame so that your Deco mesh is tight, it won't be floppy. And pull it tight once, like that. And then we're ready to go. I'm going to set this aside here. And we're going to do 10-inch poofs on the inside. So you're just going to... Okay, so we're going to start off and make 10-inch poofs on the inside and 12-inch poofs on the outside. So let's get started. And usually what I do is I just hold it here, then I use a mat, or if you don't have your mat, you can use a ruler. And I just kind of, they're going to naturally go on the inside to protect the edges. So then I just go to like my 10 mark right here. They just have to be approximate. And then here's a 10-inch poof right there. And then I'm going to add it right into the next space here on the frame. Push it tight in there. And then I just twist once like that. That's all you really need to do right now. And then we're gonna come back around and we'll kind of poof up our mesh at the end. So we're gonna go around like this again. We'll go to the 10 mark. I don't know if you guys can see that, the 10 mark here to the 20 approximately. And then we're going to add it to the next space here. Push it down. So the idea is you want to have your poofs somewhat similar in size. And the other way you can do it, if you want, you just gently grab this, and you can go not to this one, but to this one. This is approximately 10 inches apart as well. So sometimes I just do that as you get going on it. It's going to be, we're going to make a nice full wreath today. We have a really pretty sign. This was my inspiration. It's going to be very nice fall decor. So I'm just going to continue this. It's easier when you drop it on the floor. Somehow when I did this though, I twisted it up instead of, let's see, what did I didn't tuck my edges under. That's what happened. Okay, so we'll just push this back down. It just helps so it doesn't fray. Your edges are underneath. There we go. And then we'll just kind of tuck it under there. There we go. Just pull it tight. I'm just continuing all the way around like this on the top. You can kind of feel your edges under there, so just want to go like that. There we go. Okay, I'm just sticking my fingers underneath here and just gently just poofing it up a little bit. Just trying not to pull the edges out. Okay, so now we are back to where we started, and we are going to open this up here. So we're going to go over to here, because that'll be about 10, and then we're going to unfasten this one and put our poof in here. We want to just push this down because now we got a little bit extra in there. Okay, push it down and just twist once. There we go. Just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the bottom. Now I used a partial roll, and that's fine. So I'm gonna continue with this one. I'll probably have to open my next one up, but that's okay. So I'm just curling my edges under to continue. And what for this one, since we're gonna go down to the outside now, we're not gonna cut it. We're just gonna go right down here. And you can open up these if you want ahead of time. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this like this. Push it in there tight. Okay, so we'll have it like that for a moment. Now we have this. So let's start, and we're gonna make 12-inch poofs on the outside. So I'm just turning this to make sure my edges are underneath. And the first couple I measure with my mat sometimes. So we go here to 10, and then over to the 22, which is about 12 inches. So, and we'll just add it into this twist tie. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing where we just fluff it like we did the top. Okay, so when you get to the end, it's a little bit tricky, but we can do this. Okay, so normally I go over here to this, we skip a tie and go over here, and that was 10 inches, so I'm going to go just a little bit further, just a couple more inches, and then come back again. And twist. And I don't think I have the 12 inches left on here. So I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to switch the rolls and then we'll continue. We have a new roll, and I just finished this last one right here. And I'm just going to drop it on the floor, fold it over so that the edges are protected. Fold it over like that. Fold it in a little bit. Fold it in a little bit. Just like that. Let's go here a little bit more. So we have that, and then we're just gonna ruffle it right in here like this. And we're going to put, since we have this one ending here, we're going to put this over here just a little bit. When we get the other ruffle in here, you won't even know with our ribbons and all that. So we're just gonna twist it. There we go. Cover that up. And don't worry if you can see the frame right now. You won't be able to see it when we get all done. Okay, so back to our 12-inch poofs. Okay, so here's the 10. And over to the 22. And we'll fix the poofs at the end. I'm just going to continue all the way around making my 12-inch poofs. Okay, and we're back to where we had started from, going from the top down to the bottom. So we're here. This will be our last one. So we'll go over to here, oops, over here and back again. And we're gonna open this one up and put that right in there. Okay. We'll go just like that. And then we're gonna cut this off right here. Okay. There. and then we'll get our ribbons in there and you will not see that at all. So next we're gonna do our ruffles. So we're gonna set this part of our frame aside. I'm just gonna count, usually we have 18. Yeah, there's 18. So we need 18. We'll do 10 of the ruffles on the bottom. We'll do those at 30 inches. So I have this is called Snowdrift mesh. It has the burlap and the white in it. It's really pretty. And I'm going to start with a clean edge. And then we're going to cut the first ones, we're going to cut at 30 inches. Okay, so I don't think you can see that part of it. I'm just cutting all of my mesh here with my rotary cutter at 30 inches, and we'll just set these aside. So we need 10 of these. You want to have a nice sharp rotary cutter. So now we're going to cut 8 pieces so we can ruffle them at 20 inches. Start with a clean edge. So I cut 2 of them, so we just need 6 more. One of the 20-inch ruffles into all the way around the top. So all I'm going to do, you can use your clips if you want for something like this. You can get them at the Dollar Tree. Let's see here. So you're just gonna fold it up a couple times like this to protect the edges. And then you'll just put a clip on it like this. Turn it around. Then you're gonna just fold it again like that, so your edges are protected. And then you're just gonna ruffle it right up the center. Just ruffle like this. And then you're gonna get a little bow tie. Just like that. And I'm going to, whoops. Got snagged a little bit there. Okay. So I'm gonna open my tie, or you can just add it right on the top, however you would like. I'm going to open my ties for this particular part. Push it tight into the frame, twist once, because we're gonna add ribbon in here yet. And I'm gonna add it in sideways like that, okay? I'll show you again. So these are our 20-inch pieces. We're just gonna take it, fold it over a couple times like this, put a clip on it, turn it around this way, fold it over a couple times like this, and then just ruffle it right up the center. pinch and pleat it like this right up the center. And then open your twist tie up. And push it down into the frame. Keep your mesh tight to the frame. Just say that to yourself and remember that all the time. And your wreath will turn out a lot better. Okay, so then we just go like that. And you can also, if you wanted, you can just, it's easier if you put a clip on when you're first beginning, or you can put like something, like some kind of weight there, and you can just go like this and then ruffle. So you have the curl side facing up. Then you can go like this. Curl in a couple times and pinch it together. And you can go like that as well. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. I always added the clip when I first started. Okay, and then you're just pushing it tight to the frame. And then you twist once. There you go. There. I'm going to keep on adding these, and then I will be back. You can also take, if you wanted like some wire cutters or something to put on the end down here, so that so it's weighted down, and then just curl like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add the outside layer, and that will be our 30-inch ruffles. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. So I will go around and add these, and then I will come back. Just like that, nice and full. Okay, it doesn't matter where you start. And again, I'm just going to open these up and push them into the frame tight. our last one. There we go. That looks so nice. I know it's kind of hard to see right now, but it's like, this is so beautiful. Look how full that is. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we're going to set our frame aside and we're going to start cutting our ribbons. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do these ribbons for the ribbon tails. I think that'll look nice. And I'm gonna use my ribbon tail board from hotmeshmom.com. These are really nice when you cut ribbon. And I'm gonna cut my ribbons at 13 inches each. So we're gonna make 9 cuts of each ribbon because we have 18 twist ties. And it's important to have some sharp scissors. Whoops, this kind of, gotta start over here. You need to pull it snug, but not too tight. And we have this pretty ribbon, which again matches our sign. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we have all 4 of our ribbons cut. So now we're going to dovetail our ribbons. And I will show you what I mean. So it's important to have sharp scissors. I'm going to just take 3 ribbons at a time. Actually, I'll take 4 ribbons at a time. And just get them all together nice and even. Then you're gonna fold them over just like this, like a taco. Fold it in half like a taco. Just like this. And then you're gonna cut at an angle. So you'll cut about 1/2 inch and then cut up. And then you get a pretty dovetail. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side, just like that. Fold it in half, cut at an angle. I forgot to bring my garbage over here. There we go. We'll set these aside, and then we're going to do the rest of these. Sometimes I will dovetail after each time I get done cutting the ribbon initially. There we go. Fold it in half. Now, to make things a little bit easier, we're going to make ribbon packets. And this is helpful just to stay organized when you're making your wreath. So these two will go together, and these two will go together. Let me set these aside for a second. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this one on here. And I always like to put it higher up on one side so you can see both of them. And then you just fold it in half like this and set it aside. Or if you want, you can set it right in the middle like this. You can do it that way as well, but I like it to put them up higher on the top. So I'm just going to continue this with each one. Okay, we're almost done here. So now what I like to do, so you have two of the ribbon packets like this. And now I'm just going to alternate them back and forth. So when we're making a wreath, we can just grab the next one. There. Now we have our ribbon packets all ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna set these aside. Okay, so here's our frame. Look how full that is, it's so pretty. Okay, so what we're gonna do, it doesn't matter where you start, so I prefer to start on the top, but you can start wherever you would like. Okay, so I'm just gonna open up one of the packets. So then you don't have any guesswork because you folded it in half. So now you're just gonna ruffle it, meaning just pinch and pleat like right up the middle like this. Just teeny tiny like this. And then you're gonna pull it down like this. Try to make it even when you have it down. This is so pretty. Okay, and then just add it right into your wreath. And you don't have to open this one up. You're just gonna twist a couple times, and then we'll fix our ribbons at the end, okay? So we'll just go like that. We'll add one of our ribbon packets into each one of the twist ties. So there was 18 of them. just gonna open this up. And then we're just gonna pinch teeny tiny, pull it down like this, and add it in to the next, oops, I'm so used to untwisting, and you can untwist if you would like, it's fine. I'm just gonna add it to the top like this though, and just twist it a couple times like that. Okay. And we'll just go around and add one to each one of the twist ties. And I'll be back. Sometimes when I'm doing a big wreath like this, I like to do it in stages where I'll cut my ribbons ahead of time and cut my mesh ahead of time, and or do the base one time if I only have a certain amount of time, and then the next day come back and add the ribbons. It just depends. These are a little bit time consuming, but they're beautiful. The end result is just gorgeous. But it does save time when you put them together in ribbon packets. There we go. We're getting there. Two more. Here's the last one. There, look how beautiful that is. Nice and full. So now I'm looking at this frame, and it is, yes, it's at 24 inches right now. So with adding our mesh, how we did, it makes it nice and full. This is definitely going to be just a gorgeous wreath. Okay, so now we are going to add our sign on here. And you can add your sign a couple different ways. I used mounting squares, and what I did is I put DAP, D-A-P, I think it's called. Let me see. I'm not sure where it's at, but I think it's called DAP super glue. And you can find it on Amazon. And so you put like just a little dot of super glue underneath here. Then you have your sticky mount, so you put that on. And then you have to let it dry for, I would say at least like a day, just to make sure they're glued on really good. You don't want to put too much on. So there's a couple different options. There's different videos that I've done that you can see different ways that I add my signs. But this one we're going to add, I'm just going to add some pipe cleaners to this. If you don't have long pipe cleaners, you can just twist a couple of them together. So I'm just going to take 2 pipe cleaners and just twist them together like this. And then add them right into the mounting squares. Oops. Well, that was weird. What happened? Okay. And then I like to just twist around once. Push my pipe cleaner and it goes, the pipe cleaners go right through the mesh. You just have to push it through there and then through the back. And I'll show you in the back what this looks like in just a few minutes. And then what I like to do is do the opposite. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it here, do the same thing. And this ring light gets in the way. Let's see here. Okay. Just twist that just a couple times. Then we'll do this corner next. one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to pull your sign so tight that it sucks into your wreath. You want to set it on there, tighten it up, and you don't want it to be wobbly, but you don't want it to be sucked into your wreath either. So, okay. That looks really nice. What do you guys think of that? Isn't that nice? Okay, so now we're gonna make our bow. So we'll set this aside. Okay, so we're gonna do 10-inch tails. And we're just gonna twist and lay it right into the center pegs. And we're making a big bow, so I'm going to do 7-inch loops, because we have a pretty big wreath. And the 7 right there. Pinch and twist. And I like to twist away from myself and just use your hand here to adjust your loop. Okay. Then I'll pull this tail down. Go over here to the 7, pull it to the center, and pinch teeny tiny. Put it, we don't have to twist this time, we're just gonna do 1 loop on each side. And this tail, we're gonna put going this way. About an 8-inch tail, I would say, going this way. And then the next one. On this one, we're going to start with our tail going up. This one we're going to get just a little bit smaller. So we'll go about, let's go about 6.5 inches on this next one. So we built our foundation for our bow, and now we're adding the pretty stuff. So about 6.5-inch loop there. Push it down into the pegs. See, we're just coming in about a 1/2 inch there. So we can see our pretty ribbon. Next, we're gonna use the scalped edged ribbon. So pretty. Okay, so this one here, we're just gonna stay with our tail going down, twist, and we're gonna come in another 1/2 inch on this one, just a little bit. then we'll follow up with our teal again. This is such a pretty ribbon too. Let me tell you, if you start making some pretty wreaths, you're gonna fall in love with ribbon. There's so many options out there for ribbons. It's really awesome. Okay, so we'll start with our tail up here again, which I see that we did that before, but it'll be okay. And we're going to twist. I think actually with this one, I think what we'll do is I think we'll start with the tail down this time, so we have some pretty on this side too. I'm just gonna switch it up a little bit. Put it in here and twist. And here we're gonna just go just a little bit smaller so we can see the underneath ribbon. Not too much, but just a little bit. This go here like this. There we go. And then we are going to end with some beautiful pumpkin ribbon again. It's going to be the 7/8 inch ribbon. This is so pretty. It's called the embossed ribbon, and it has this beautiful pattern on it. It's so pretty. And for this one, we'll start with a clean edge. And we're just gonna do a single loop with this one here. So this one's going to be just about 2 or 3 inches. It'll just hide our zip tie. Boy, is that pretty. We are going to use our pipe cleaner, our zip tie, and we're going to make sure the buckle is facing down and lift all of our layers up. Okay, push it down with your fingers. Get the zip tie started like this. We're going to push it down. Then we can pull it up a little bit, okay? So then I'm gonna take my fingers and I'm gonna go one on the bottom, my thumb on the top, and I'm gonna hold it, actually 2 fingers on the bottom, and I'm going to pull it up and see we have a stack now. I'm just gonna move my zip tie over to the center, and I'm gonna pull it to the back so my buckle is in the back, and I'm just gonna hold it like this with my fingers, so it'll be like this. Then I'm gonna add my pipe cleaner right there. Make it just a little bit tighter. Okay, but not too snug yet, because we're going to move our bow maker out of the way. And then we're going to take our bow and we're gonna pull this over here like that. we'll pull this down, pull our tails that need to come down, we'll do that. We'll pull these down like this. Okay, and then we'll adjust our loops in just a second here. Okay, so this right here will come down. These will come down like that. Okay. So then what we do is we just adjust. So we start at the bottom. We're going to pull a loop like this. And this loop will stay in the center and this loop will come down. And this tail will come up like this. This loop stays down and this will come up like that. Okay, then we'll go to the other side. Okay, so this stays up here like this. This one stays down. So our colors are opposite, our ribbons are opposite. So we have a loop here, and then our beautiful teal ribbon will be in the middle. That will stay in the middle, and then this pretty ribbon will come down here, and this pretty ribbon will come up here like this. And then this pumpkin one will stay here. This will come down like that. And we'll go like this. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so now that we got our loops and stuff how we want it and our tails, we'll fluff it out in just a moment. So I'm just gonna flip it over, make sure that we have that there, and I'm gonna push it down. I know we just smashed our bow, but we'll fluff it up. And then I just pull this tight, and that will make your bow, well, it'll pop up in a minute. It looks pretty flat right now, but then I'm gonna use my wire cutters, and then I'm just gonna leave just a tiny bit. Okay, and then I'm just gonna twist this around once, twice, like that. Okay, so now we're going to fluff our bow and dovetail it. Okay, so now we're going to dovetail our ribbon. So each one of the tails we're going to dovetail, or you can cut it just at a slant if you want, but I'm going to dovetail my ribbons. Whoops, not with my wire cutters. And you can cut them at all different lengths. You can just stick your fingers in there and kind of fluff them up how you want. You don't want a flat bow. Look at all this pretty ribbon. You want to show off the ribbon. Now, when we add it to our project, we might have to do it again, but that's okay. Okay, so then on the front part here, I'm going to make this one just a little bit shorter here. Okay. So with our small ribbon like this, excuse me, my pipe cleaner wants to keep sneaking around there. Okay. Sometimes I'll just cut them at an angle, maybe just a little bit at an angle. Or I'll cut them straight across, but I usually like to curl mine. So you can just cut them across like that if you want. And then what I do is I just curl it under like this with my fingers. I just roll it and roll it underneath. And then you just pull it out gently like that, and you got a pretty curl. And sometimes I'll curl some of these ribbons as well. It depends when I put it on the project, you know, the look that I'm trying to go for. So there, look at that pretty bow. That is so pretty. Okay, let's add it to our project. And grab the wreath. Okay. And then I think I'm gonna put it to the, down here to the left. We might have to adjust, like cut these just a little bit more, but let's add it to our project. So we have our pipe clean underneath, so I have to just put it through the mesh like I did with the sign. So it just takes a couple minutes. The pipe cleaner goes right through the mesh again. And I have other bow videos that show how to make a bow, different styles, and how to add it in to the projects. And you don't want to tighten your bow up too much yet. We want to adjust it first. Okay, I'm going to lower my table here so I can see it a little better. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go right here, and we'll just adjust our tails just a little bit here. Okay. Oh, I think that bow looks so nice with the sign. Okay, so this one seems a little bit long on our project, so I'm just going to trim it up. There we go. We have our bow. I'll take a picture at the very end of the project so you can see what it looks like at the very end. Shorten this one up just a little bit too. I might have to wait till I put it on my wreath stand and then adjust it a little bit more. This is such pretty ribbon. Okay, go like this. And like I said, we'll just, when I put it on the wreath stand, then I will adjust it a little more, and then I'll take some pictures. Isn't that pretty though? And it matches our sign so well. I love it. It's so nice. Okay, so now I'm going to do the top bow, and I'm just gonna repeat this, but a smaller version. And then I'll be back. Look at that beautiful wreath. Isn't that nice? That's so pretty. Sorry, the bow is a little bit smashed right now, but we'll get it. We'll adjust it in a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do a 6-inch tail and 5-inch loop because we're doing just a baby bow up on top. So we want to make it a lot smaller. And then I think with this one, we're just gonna do well, let's see. I'm just gonna do a little bow here on the top. And I think what we'll do here is we'll have this one over here. And just pinch. So we have this here, that's down. I like to do them where they're opposite. Okay, so let's do a little 6-inch tail. And a little 5-inch loop. This is just a baby bow. Twist. Oops. Put it down in there in the center. This goes up here. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna go like this. We're just using, let's see, so we did, let's see, we go like this. Okay, we'll adjust it at the end. So I think I just want to do this. Just a little bit smaller. And then we're going to use the 7/8. Here's our little zip tie. I think this is about a 6-inch. Yep, it's a 6-inch zip tie. We're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're just going to take and make sure our buckle is facing down. Lift up all the layers. That's important. Start your zip tie. take your fingers and push it down. Take it off of the bowl maker. Okay, then you have your stack again, so you're gonna just gently pull this to the back. And then you have your fingers like this, so I tighten a little more, add your long chenille stem or pipe cleaner, so we can add this to our project. Okay, then I'm just gonna pull my tails. The ones that need to come forward, I'll just pull those down again and just see how we can see that. And now we don't. Oops, this has to go. There, now we have our cute little baby bow to add up on the top of our project. Okay, so I'm just going to add our little baby bow onto our project. And then we will be done. We have to just go around and we'll fluff just a little bit on our ribbon tails. And I will take a picture on the door and I will add it at the end of this video so that everyone can see what the final result is. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something. Maybe you learned something new, I hope. And come back soon for some more fun tutorials. Okay, there we go. I'm just adding this onto the back and then I will fluff it. Thank you again for joining me. Please like and subscribe and share if you wouldn't mind. I appreciate it. Bye.